What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling fantastic today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just incredible, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, wherever Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our lovely ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and what she's going for. This is Rhonda, for those of you who don't know. And when she's going for it, of course, is all those lunar shenanigans. And just so y'all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force reading on a situation, and everything will be great, Cancer. Now, I need to shave. Let's jump into it. Your face has been cleansed. Just a little behind the scenes there, Cancer. Crystals. Feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Venus Day. It's Friday. Hope you're feeling lovely. Hope it's payday. Hope you're just feeling abundant. Maybe get ready to go on a date there, Cancer. And then Cancer, the moon's at home still. And with the moon being in our sign, Cancer, this is a very intuitive place for the moon. You know, the moon's, we might be feeling a little more emotional than normal, Cancer, but on the flip side of that, when we're able to tune into those emotions and really kind of make friends with them, kind of understand them, it's a very intuitive place for us to be at, with heightened emotions and things, heightened sensitivity. So use this energy to your advantage, Cancer, because you're going to be feeling more compassionate too. You'll be able to pick up on the emotions of others and maybe be able to provide that nurturing, healing energy for yourself and for those around you, those closest to you as well. Very, very lovely placement for the, when the moon is at home. And this might be something too, Cancer. You might want to stay stay in your comfort zone and stay at home. Maybe cook yourself a home cooked meal. Maybe snuggle up on the couch and maybe watch some TV or watch some Netflix or watch some YouTube and just kind of be in a safe kind of place there, Cancer. And this too, Cancer. Don't knock how creative you are, Cancer, because be able to feel to the degree that we do and to be able to express emotions and understand them on such a deep level, to be able to, it's a really great gift to be able to channel that out into any form of art, whether that be in music and dance and crafts and maybe even motorcycles, Cancer. Maybe you're doing some apps. I'm not sure. Maybe you're painting up your I was gonna say hot rod, whatever, Cancer. Just stay with me. Just get creative, whatever that looks like for you. But then, is that all I got there, Cancer? I think that's all I got for that one. And Cancer. Also, we're in the third quarter phase or the last quarter phase, and this is like kind of like an out with the old and kind of negative energies there. This is a really good cleansing energy. One, to practice forgiveness. Because sometimes when we're going through these lunar cycles, sometimes maybe what we initially set out for didn't quite stick how we would have liked. Show yourself some compassion. The fact that you took that initiative is fantastic in the moon's book there, Cancer, and great energy for reflection and seeing how we can take responsibility for whatever went down for and then kind of adjust that for the next lunar cycle there, Cancer. And this is a great energy too for definitely cleaning up any kind of emotional or physical clutter as well there. So just something to think about there, Cancer. And then last few things, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links to them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I like watching, Cancer, so definitely check them out. One of them, they actually have a moon in Cancer, so she's very intuitive. But let's go ahead and get into your general energy today, Cancer. Oh, and look at you treating yourself, because you got the ninth card of Libras, which is the chocolate card. I might go get some chocolate there, Cancer. And this is a card of satisfaction, perfection, love, romance, treating yourself, love it, sweet, rich, smooth, splurge, aphrodisiac, the good stuff, fine dining, do things right, celebration, and elevated mood. And a couple energies coming through here, Cancer, and I like this. The treating yourself and the splurge here. And I feel like for some, I feel like there's a understanding that distinction because sometimes I feel when we go to treat ourselves, we treat it as like we're splurging, in a sense of like that this is but I almost feel like that splurge is coming through in like a kind of like a negative connotation or like a negative impact because it's just like where it's just like, oh, I really don't need to spend the money, but like I would really like that nice kind of like maybe get some like nice candles around the house, or maybe something like a bath bomb, or maybe even just some, buying some new clothes for yourself there, Cancer. Buying you see something really nice and you're just like, it's like maybe it's normally like, you'd want to save up a little bit more, but it's just like it's looking cute, Cancer. I bet it's gonna look good on you. And I feel like that it is, kind of differentiating that. I feel like that there's a book that I'm reading, which I need to actually get back to picking back up, but it was talking about that treating yourself like once a week, and it doesn't have to be anything extravagant, Cancer. This could be like, maybe buying yourself that, treat yourself to like your favorite chocolate, or maybe going to, I don't know, making a special trip to get your nails done, or maybe going for well, I mean, massages might be a little costly weekly. I've never actually done that, but just even little things like that, just like little things to just kind of treat yourself and celebrate yourself and just to keep in balance, because I feel like a lot of the times we are so kind of focused on like, not wanting to spend money and kind of save up resources and things where, I'm not saying we're just ignoring our responsibilities, but we do want to make sure that we're enjoying this journey some, that it's just not all about the hustle all the time, because then that just, where's the fun in that, Cancer? There's so much more that this journey is than just like, going to work until you go to retire and then enjoying life. I feel like we can find a balance in between that. Like why would you want to not enjoy it while you can really, you know what I mean, really get the most out of it in all stages of your life there, Cancer. I feel like it's not just, they're not little pockets, for just like that last little bit of fun there, because by then, you're all tired and worn out from working all the time, and then you're like, you're not even really sure what to do. But it's like, if we get in that practice of treating ourselves, then I feel like we're less likely to splurge on things, because it's not like, I feel like sometimes we don't, it almost feels like it's a punishment in the sense. It's like, oh, well, we got this happening, so we can't do this for ourselves, or, and sometimes even I feel like treating yourself doesn't even necessarily have to cost anything, Cancer. This could be something even just like going to your favorite spot, or like if you got like a spot to that you haven't gotten out to in a little bit, just because things have been busy, or just carving out more moments for yourself, or even just taking even if we're not getting a bath bomb for it, just even just taking a bath there, Cancer. Whatever that's looking like, listening to some nice relaxing music. But let's get a little bit more in this energy here. I feel like what a perfect thing to do with the moon being at home. Treat yourself, Cancer. I like that. Oh, and there's Libra, the Queen of Crystals. Oh, and why I say that, Cancer? The crystals in this deck are cups, are swords, and then the stars in this deck are pentacles. Let's see what's going on here, Cancer. Oh, perfect little self-care card there, Cancer. I like this. So you have the Two of Cups, the Queen of Crystals, the Six of Stars, and then the Seven of Stars here, Cancer. Oh, I totally got that backwards, but it's fine. But with this energy here, Cancer, I like both this Two of Cups and this Six of Stars here. I feel like a lot of the times we spend just kind of giving our energies out there, whether this be to work, whether this be to our friends, whether this be to our family, whether this be to wherever. But it's just like, how often do we give to ourselves there, Cancer? It's just like, and I mean, like, is that something like we regularly are investing in? Making sure to water yourself. I feel like this is where this feels like our obligations on this Seven of Stars here, this tree here. And now I feel like it's time to start watering you, Cancer, and maybe treating yourself to like if we have that at our disposal, maybe treating ourselves to like a beach day, or just anything along those lines, Cancer. I feel like it feels like with the Queen of Crystals, it's like this isn't something that we really have to overthink about. Sometimes I feel like we can get on the fence sometimes. Where it's like, do I really want this thing? Like, yeah, and do I have like totally? Do I have enough? But like, I don't really need it. Just like everything's fine. Like, I'm okay with what I have, and I feel like it is nice to be grateful for the things that you have, Cancer, but I do also feel like that we don't want to necessarily turn away like abundance as well. Like I just bought some decks not too long ago, and I'm getting ready to start busting them out here soon. I'm kind of waiting for like certain things to line up, but by the end of this new lunar cycle, Cancer, we're gonna have at least a new. Oh, so I'm excited! But it was one of those things. Did I really need to buy really as many as I did? Like probably not. But we splurged a little bit, but only because I've been putting it off for so long. And then when I went to go for it, I went a little ham. But not anything, But I mean, even then, it's like you feel like you gotta justify it as opposed to just like really just enjoying it, Cancer, and just letting that just kind of fill up your cups. And maybe this is something, maybe this is going out, treating yourself to like going on, maybe even going on a date, maybe go to like your favorite cafe or go to your favorite restaurant, or I feel like I mean, if you can hit up a friend, absolutely. But Cancer, you can be cheersing with your higher self, maybe sitting out on I'm picturing you, Cancer, sitting out on maybe sitting outside, weather permitting, maybe just got yourself a nice little glass of whatever the beverage of your choice is, and just enjoying the energy. Maybe basking, maybe it's in the evening time basking under the moon. That Cancer, isn't that lovely? So invest in yourself there, Cancer. I feel like that's, and especially since it's Venus Day, it's Friday, and Libra's here. Venus rules over Libra. Have an Empress Day. I'm thinking about too every time this card kind of comes up, especially with like that treating yourself energy. I don't know. I remember watching this show. Parks and Rec, and there's this particular episode where they do have like this. Oh, you like that thing? Treat yourself. And if you want this thing, treat yourself. You don't question it. It's just like yes. We're just saying yes. Cancer, look at this owl. Look at this owl. Every time I go to the crystal shop, do I need a new crystal? Did I need a shungite owl? But it's a shungite owl. Owls have been around me since I was a kid, so it's just like why not? It spoke to me. Sometimes you just gotta do it there. Rhonda. Sometimes Rhondas need to happen, and then it just keeps bringing that joy to your life there, Cancer. This is a treat. I enjoy that, Mark. Love it. Let's get some tea. And let's get a little bit more on this, Cancer. Oh, where'd you go? Okay. Thank you. So we got here, Cancer. Oh, all right, Cancer. I dig it. Okay, that's something to think about. So you have the Ace of Crystals, the Five of Wands, the Three of Stars, the Devil, and the Lovers here, Cancer. And let's start with the Devil. Because sometimes I feel that when we do, like this, and this is an interesting way for the Devil to come through. I feel that sometimes when we do, when we deny ourselves things, Cancer, I feel like that's when things start to get out of hand, when we start doing things on impulse, in a sense, is what I'm getting with the Devil here. And it comes, and I feel like because it's like we make this choice to kind of deny ourselves. We get in this idea, this almost, I'm even getting like a Five of Stars, like a Five of Pentacles type of energy, where it's like where we get into almost like it's like a lack mentality, and then it creates this internal conflict here, and then we end up doing things like instead of like a treat yourself, it's almost like a blind impulse, like it throws things out of balance in the sense, as far as like instead of doing the things that we want to get, then we may splurge on maybe like I'm thinking like fast food, or thinking like chocolates, or maybe even thinking like like things that like are vices in a sense. And it's just like, well, I deny myself anyway, like I deserve this at least, and it's just like I even feel like maybe that's something too to be mindful of, like how we're kind of treating yourself in a sense too. That's interesting, Cancer. Let me get a little bit more on this devil before I kind of get into that. Because that might be something too, Cancer, where yeah, let me get a little bit more on this devil before I get into this. Thank you. All right, Cancer. So the Queen of, or excuse me, the Devil is clarified by the Queen of Wands and then the Wheel of Fortune, and there is this different type of energy here, Cancer, that's kind of coming through as far as like that maybe for some we might be just paying attention to how you're treating yourself and to how like that impulsive energy that sort of like, you know how sometimes it's just like we know that we like there's something like we know that's not going to raise our vibration, that we know is going to bring about conflicts. It's like the thoughts, but the thoughts already in our head, that seed's been planted. Just for example, if it's like a food thing, let's say we have this like, let's say you know that chocolate doesn't agree with your body, but it's just like that thing of like that impulse where it's just like, oh, but it's gonna be so good in the moment, it's gonna be so good in the moment, like, you know, then you like, then it starts to become the thing that you like obsess over in a sense, and then we're kind of like stuck in this cycle, and then it's just like, then we go ahead and do this thing, and then we end up, as soon as we make the choice, and then later we end up like regretting it, and it's just like, that's the kind of energy that this is giving me. I know it's a lot, but I feel that there's something about getting eyes on that as well, paying attention to the choices that we make, and you know, putting in this work in a sense of like, if we notice those type of impulses are happening, just again how we give and receive to ourselves. You know, when we give ourselves a certain thing, you know, what are we, or not giving and receiving, but how that kind of throws us out of balance in a sense, and how it's like, you know, is what we're investing in, you know, really helping this tree grow, because just like we could be here, but it's just like because we give into that impulse, it keeps us here in a sense, and not that you won't ever get here, just like it takes a lot longer because there's a lot more work that's needing to be done to kind of get our energies back in harmony here, Cancer. So that's something to think about too, you know, the things that we do splurge on, and the things we do consider ourselves like a treat, or you know, how we're treating ourselves, you know. That's especially if it's something that just like it adds conflict to the body, and to just your, you know, just your spirit, and just everything in general there, Cancer. And just one more thing with that energy, you know, that's something where, you know, just kind of when we find ourselves in that sort of like reactive, or that sort of like impulse state. I feel like with the Two of Cups and the Lovers being here, that's a strong connection of like connecting within and with your higher self, and you know, your ancestors, however you connect to Source, Cancer, and find out the root cause of that. You know, what is that, so that we can start putting in that work in order to, for that thing to not have so much power over us, so that we can indulge in things that again like raise our vibration, you know, those more sort of like healthier type of vices, those nice clothes, those things. It's all about temperance, Cancer, and just making sure that we're doing things in moderation here. All right, very interesting. That was a shift, Cancer. But let's get some advice from the moon. Let's get some advice from our ruler. And really too, Cancer, I feel like, you know, with us being a sign of, you know, like the phrase for us is like, when we're associated with Cancer, it's like, I feel. And if something doesn't feel right, pay attention to that, Cancer. I feel like everyone needs to do that, but our sign especially, because how we feel is going to affects us very deeply, Cancer. And not even just in an emotional sense. Right. Affects you, Cancer, and not even just in an emotional sense, but in a physical sense too, and then it affects how you feel about, you know, then if we're not feeling great, then we're not taking care of ourselves and our environments and our relationships, and it all kind of compounds there, Cancer. All right, last little bit, Cancer. So we got one of these special cards in this deck, the Self card, the Page of Cups, and then the Three of Wands here. And let's switch back over. Because this Page of Cups is giving me this, for some, since we just talked about that sort of how we're treating ourselves. I feel like that some of this may be like an emotional type of response thing. Maybe we tend to stress eat, or maybe there's been, maybe whatever our escape of choice is. It feels like that for some of it may be tied to like an emotional thing. And it's like there's this self card. I feel like it's always a time to just kind of reflect on whether we're treating ourselves, how we're treating ourselves, and are we treating ourselves, and the Three of Wands is giving me this energy of, for some, if we've been kind of been treating ourselves as a great, maybe for however long, Cancer, I feel like there's a need to kind of, again, to kind of explore that feeling, maybe getting out and just kind of maybe doing some like maybe like some mindful walking, or just doing some meditation, or let me get a little bit more on this Three of Wands here, Cancer, before we close out. Oh, interesting, Cancer. So the Three of Wands clarified by one of our cards here, the Queen of Cups. And it feels that with this energy is, I feel like that the Three of Wands is saying, in order to, it's like in order to go far is the energy that I'm getting. It's in order to go far, there's a need to make sure that we are, we're kind of, that we're checking in again, that we're checking in with ourselves, and that we're taking care of this vessel, and like not even just in like in what we're consuming, but even with maybe even how we're the things we may be kind of telling ourselves, or because I feel that, and it's interesting, I do like that with of the court cards of the cups, the Queen of Cups usually has a lid over her cup. Her emotions are very precious to her. But I feel that there's something, maybe for some, especially if we've been not been treating the body so well, that there's something hidden that we're bottling up, in a sense, and that we're not wanting to deal with. And I feel like that's changing, and it's because we're not dealing with it internally, it's starting to reflect externally, in a sense. And so that's something to even think about there, Cancer. But I do feel like that the more that you do kind of, again, just kind of do treat yourself, and things like, your world will start to grow, and things will start to expand, and you really start to come into this, just like manifesting this. There's this something very, oh, the words right there, Cancer, with this Page of Cups. It's almost magical. I feel like that will happen as you start to treat yourself, like the things, that the energies that you start to manifest, like it's like these, I wish I had the words for this, Cancer, but I think I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer. So just a little something to think about there. But if any of that resonated with you, Cancer, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Cancer, if you know someone who's maybe needing to treat themselves a little bit more, doing like a self-care day. Because the Queen of Cups, she's all about self-care all day. Make sure that emotional energy is insecure, and she's feeling good. And so just something to think about there, Cancer, if you notice that someone who's just needing to hear that. And Subscribe, you Queen of Cups. Hit that bell button, get notified when I release videos each day. And then last little bit, Cancer, check your sun, your moon, your rising, your Mercury, your Jupiter, your Venus. Just check your chart there, Cancer. Think, I'm on over to the Chariot. Oh, you're already here, Cancer. Come on over to Alchemist Date. Look at you. I do weekly videos, monthly ones, yearly ones, and it's a good old time. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here, Cancer. And I like that. So you got the Two of Wands here. And I feel like with the Two of Wands being here, that's interesting. I like how this person has like the world in their hands, but I feel like for some it's like we almost like deny ourselves the world sometimes. You know, we restrict ourselves, and you know we consider treating yourself as a splurge, so we don't do it like we would like to, or do it in like in health, in moderation. But then when we do it, sometimes we go overboard in a sense, and there's not that sense of balance. But if we get in this routine of doing just regular kind of like, again, sort of self-care and things, I feel like it's one that makes this journey not feel as long. And maybe, you know, maybe like for some, I feel like there's this energy of needing to just kind of get out, maybe even kind of travel more, even kind of expand your energies that way. But I feel that this just brings about, I don't know, just more abundance, and feel like then we appreciate the abundance around us, like more so, Cancer. And I like that Jupiter's here, because on the sidebar, Cancer, I don't know if you knew this, but Jupiter's exalted in our sign. So after Pisces and Sag, you know, Jupiter loves being in our sign, and that's I feel like, you know, being in great graces with the planet of abundance. That's a good place to be. But let me get your surprise, or get your oracle card here, so I can get you out of here. And I like that. So you got the tobacco card here, which is a card of offering. And this is ruled by Mars and Pluto. And I feel like that this is something, you know, Cancer, because tobacco wasn't meant to be how it's used today. It was used as an offering. You know, it was something that you did to get in touch with the ancestors and things. And I feel like this is something where it's like doing like little rituals for yourself, you know, like give yourself like an offering, you know, maybe light yourself an incense if that's your jam, or you know, again, buying yourself like a little treat for a special occasion, or whatever that's looking like. But I feel like just more so taking more actions towards yourself, and watch how that changes you, and then helps kind of like really, again, balance you out, so we're not just splurging, you know, so that we're familiar with that energy of treating ourselves. And I really feel like that would take you far, Cancer. So I think I'm gonna leave that there. I really like that. But you stay safe out there, Cancer, going on your date or whatever this looks like for you, however you treat yourself. You keep eyes on the moon. She's at home. She's loving it. You know, this is really, Cancer. I feel like, especially, I mean, just during whenever your lunar return is, but I feel like just when the moon's in Cancer in general, I feel like this is a special time to just treat yourself. And I will catch you on the next one, Monday.